So yeah. Oh, okay. So the corporate guys are dicks because they should have at least tried to get them whatever inventory was left that was theirs. They should have invited them in. Okay. And I think I'm gonna put this at the beginning too. They should have invited them in, said, "Hey, these guys totally screwed up. Just look around, see what's left. You know, we're we're in a bad place here. We lost big money here, big money, and it appears you've lost big money too. Like, give us your inventory. Let's go through it together. Like, let's get a third party. Let's look at everything together." There was probably almost nothing left because these other franchise owners just ate them up. So there it is. Start at the end and then we'll go through how I got here. Okay, so this is the last thing I said to ChatGPT was, God, those guys are dumb, kind of ignorant people. Hand over $200,000 worth of stuff to a consignment without any collateral. I mean, they basically set themselves up to get taken out. And this is ChatGPT's response after a lot of conversation. Yeah, commercially they set themselves up badly. Not they deserved it, but they handed 6 figures of liquid, easy to sell inventory to a financially stressed retailer without enough control. That is not really consignment in a practical sense. It is closer to an unsecured inventory loan to a failing business. The brutal risk. Lego is almost cash equivalent, right? So it's like a gun or gold or something, right? Easy to sell in pieces. Actually, it's more like gold. It's not like a gun. Hard to trace once broken up. Easy to unreport. No title document like a car. No warehouse receipt. Huge temptation for a broke store owner. And under UCC style consignment law, goods in the consignee's possession can be treated for creditor-purchaser purposes, as if the consignee has rights title unless the consignor protected himself correctly. Oregon statute states the same basic thing. What they should have done for a $200,000 collection, minimum sane controls. Protection, written contract, exact ownership, payout, commissions, termination. Corporate franchise approval. Proves store had authority. Itemized photo inventories. Stop. We don't know what was yours. It stops that. Stops the whole we don't know what was yours. Minimum sale price prevents fire sale abuse, which is probably what happened. Okay. Weekly accounting. Caches problems or catches problems early. Sorry, I'm a retard. Segregated process account prevents robbing Peter to pay Paul, which is what they did. These guys owed $200,000, which we'll go over later. Insurance naming owner covers theft, loss, fire. Yeah, they should have insured it. Yeah, I mean $200,000. UCC filing perfect consignment interest protects against creditors. Okay, yeah. So right to immediate inspection claims gives leverage. Personal guarantee makes owners personally responsible. Makes the owner personally responsible. Yeah, personal guarantee. I'm in the property management business, and nobody gets moved into a place without a personal guarantee and me seeing their numbers, right? Their financial numbers. So, yeah, it was a branded Lego store, so it felt safe, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pop up to the top here, so watch your eyes. And we're just going to kind of go over this. Me asking what's going on. The Bricks and Mortars claims that they owed $200,000, the franchise. They took over the store. They're also suing people for, lying about them. Patreon refused bands take down the net. I saw that video. Oh my gosh. By the way, these guys have already made $450,000 up until this point, so I think they're doing okay. Yeah, so they had 450. It's going up like crazy. Like these guys are already taken care of. So I mean, like now the only thing that happened is bricks and mortars is crashing. It really hurts the Ugh. So I'm gonna come back to me now and kind of just give you my let's just go through this. Yeah, okay, this is the part that makes bricks and whatever they're called, the kind of dicks. We didn't steal the old man's Legos. The prior franchisee made the unauthorized side, which is true. So you can do deals like they did, consignment, but they have to be approved by corporate. And these guys, the franchisee owners, probably knew that they weren't going to get approved because the corporate office, was not going to approve a $200,000 inventory takeover, right? For something that already owed them $200,000. Yeah, so definitely don't give these franchisee owners any money. They're the ones that actually screwed over this poor kid and his dad. The corporate guys, he was just trying to, stop the bleeding. They lost $200,000. They weren't about to pay out another $200,000 on top of the $200,000 they didn't get paid. Okay, I'm going to come back to me. All right, coming to you from the pooper. Okay, yeah. So at first, when I heard this story, I was like, "Dude, screw these corporate assholes," right? Like that's your initial reaction because I'm watching, what's his name, the two big guys, the Penguin guy, and then Asmund Gold, and we all know whose side they're on, and I'm on the side of truth. So here's the truth. You've got a dumbass, that poor family. They're idiots. Oh, I feel bad. I mean, just fools. They're just damn fools. They just really screwed up. Then you have the main bad guy, which is the original franchisee owner, whatever their names are, I don't really care. They were robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's what they were doing, and corporate office knew what they were up to, and that's why they took over. Yeah, and then they came in there. They probably did an inventory, and they decided, hey, we lost, you lost. I mean, that's how I would have looked at it. I would have said, hey, man, come on. Okay, so here's what I've done differently. So the corporate guy, he said, hey, man, you lose, we all lost. We trusted these idiot franchisee owners. I've been there. I've watched my dad hang on to an asset until it buried us. I mean, he should have just let it go as soon as we started losing $20,000 a month, but he refused because he's been in situations like that and he's overcome them, right? So he thought he could overcome, but I don't think he was ever in this bad of a situation. Well, and luckily he had some backup stuff. He had like 3 buildings that he owned 50% of, and he owned 3 buildings that he owned. The bank owned 50%, he owned 50%, and then he had a property that was fully paid off, but he was a 25% owner. It was like worth $4 million. And he actually ended up getting a couple $100,000. And the bank was real nice, actually. There was an older man there who liked my dad and didn't totally screw us over. There were some younger guys in the company that were kind of dicks, but my dad walked away okay. He's now passed away, and I've sold 2 out of the 3 buildings. We have like a $300,000 loan for a $3 million building, so like and I'm never going to get into like owing tons of money again. That's why I'm gray. That's why I'm fully gray. Drug addiction too, but watching, going bankrupt multiple times is not easy. In that chapter, the small bankruptcy, the business is bankrupt, but you're not bankrupt. That's why you have to do individual businesses for every single asset you have. Get a lawyer. Pay the lawyer. And now we have ChatGPT, which maybe you don't need a lawyer now, but 10 years ago I'd have said, hey, don't sign a single thing without checking with a lawyer. Not a single freaking thing. And even I have ChatGPT, I still use a lawyer. And then I use ChatGPT after the lawyer and before the lawyer. Right, so I do as much of the lawyer's work as I can, right? But I never sign anything without a lawyer looking at it. Anything that's above $25,000-$30,000, lawyer, just lawyer, whatever. It's going to cost you $1,000, but or a professional, so a broker or a lawyer. But I always double up. I always hit up that lawyer too, and I hit up ChatGPT now. So yeah. Oh, okay. So the corporate guys are dicks because they should have at least tried to get them whatever inventory was left that was theirs. They should have invited them in. Okay. And I think I'm going to put this at the beginning too. They should have invited them in, said, hey, these guys totally screwed up. Just look around, see what's left. We're in a bad place here. We lost big money here, big money. And it appears you've lost big money too. Like, give us your inventory. Let's go through it together. Like, let's get a third party. Let's look at everything together. There was probably almost nothing left because these other franchise owners just ate them up. So there it is. An asshole, a dumbass, and the thief here is the person trying to hang on to their business who robbed Peter to pay Paul.